Hey guys, it's Phae and this is Day with Phae. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Kylie Skin, why I'm not reviewing the whole entire line, and I'm also going to go over the main ingredients of each product and if it's suitable for your skin type or if it's not, and also things to look out for when you look at reviews. Now there is going to be a whole lot of information, so I'm going to have timestamps in the description below. Just if you want to have a specific piece of information that you're looking for, it's going to be there. This is going to be a long video and going to be kind of scientific at points, so I'm not offended if you skip around. Totally get it. So today is the launch of Kylie Skin. Now I have been a huge Kylie Cosmetics fan. I genuinely love the product so much and they make up a huge portion of my makeup collection. And I'm also a huge skincare fanatic. I have had hormonal acne for most of my life, and about a year ago was when I finally managed it. This comes after years and years of searching for a skincare routine that works for me. When Kylie was coming out with a skincare line, I was skeptical at first, like most of us, but I also was wishing her well. I know that it is super popular to hate on the Kardashian Jenners, like by a lot. I feel like they get a lot more scrutiny than other celebrities that come out with lines, but also I feel like it might be a little bit misplaced, so kind of just check yourself a little bit. Now I'm only skeptical about skincare lines because I'm a huge skincare fanatic, but I decided to be open-minded about it and just see what was out there. Unfortunately, I was not really happy with how the PR or marketing people handled this launch specifically. There are a couple of things that I would have done differently. I definitely would have had a dermatologist talk about Kylie Skin. I feel like that would have made Kylie Skin a lot more reputable to people who were skeptical, rather than having like her mom and her sisters and her friends talk about skincare line. Like, as cute as it is, you're not a dermatologist and obviously you're biased towards your daughter slash friend. So people are not going to really trust what you say 100%. Whereas with the dermatologist, they are attaching their professional reputation to the brand, so people are more likely to find the brand more credible. I would have also liked to see actual reviews. And what do I mean by that? The reviews that came out were more like first impressions, which is okay, but to really judge a skincare line, you need to use that skincare line religiously every single day for at least 30 days. So it's not like, oh, I got some samples for my friend Kylie Jenner, put it on my face and it did great, so now I have like my opinion. No, you need to use it every single day. I could put dishwasher soap on my face and be like, wow, my skin feels super clean for one day, but I'm telling you, if I did that every single day for 30 days, my skin would be awful by the end of the 30 days. So that's why you need to test it out for a while. If you see people coming out with Kylie Skin reviews and they have not been testing it for 30 days, be highly skeptical of that. And this not just applies with Kylie Skin, this applies with any skincare product that you see, especially with routines. It's a little bit different with masks or things that you do like as needed. So that's like my one little asterisk. Another thing to note is that this skincare line is not complete. You need to have sunscreen in your skincare regimen. Sunscreen is so important. I could spend a whole video talking about why sunscreen is important, but this would just add so many more minutes to the video. So just know that you need to have sunscreen, and there is no SPF product right now in the Kylie skincare line. Another thing I want to tell to my subscribers and everyone out there, if you did buy the Kylie skincare line, you need to not put all of it all at once. The reason is because if you have a bad reaction or if your pores start getting clogged up and you break out, you want to know what is causing it. When you add all these new products to it, you're not going to know what is the culprit, you know what I'm saying? And that's with every single thing. Like, my dermatologist always told me you slowly introduce your products. Like, I would do at least like a week before adding a new product to your routine, just to see how your skin does. Now, another thing to note too, and I'm not sure if you guys know, but you want to spot test on your hand first, just to see if you have any like crazy reaction. And then I would also test behind the ear, because behind the ear is more close to the skin texture that your face is versus your hand, which is much more durable than your face. And just because a skincare routine works for someone does not mean that it'll work for you. Our skin is so individualized that like your mileage may vary is such a huge key point to the skincare industry. What would make me break out may not make you break out. So that's why it is so essential to put one product at a time, see if you break out. This last week, I actually have been trying out this new product, and I only introduced this one new product into my skincare routine, and I started breaking out on my chin. And now I know this product is comedogenic or clogs my pores. So now I'm going to talk about why I'm not reviewing the whole entire skincare line. I have had many requests to review it, and trust me, I want to review the whole skincare line, but at the same time, I want to apply the advice that I would give to my followers to myself. As I mentioned previously in this video, I have had hormonal acne for a long time, and it's taken me years to find a skincare line that works with me. I have tried skincare lines that are so reputable and have highly rated products that have just not worked for me and have aggravated my skin. So if you're in that same boat and you have a routine that works for you, don't mess with it. Really don't mess with it. I'm so happy with my skincare routine for the most part that I'm just not going to stray away from it. And if you're interested in that routine, it's going to be linked down in the bio below. That is why I am not doing that, and I highly encourage the same of you. So that being said, we're going to talk about each product and major ingredients associated with the product. So when you get ingredients to a product, I'm not sure if you guys know, but when you get a product, it's gonna have a bunch of lists of ingredients. The first ingredient is what it is mostly comprised of, and the second one is the second most comprised ingredient. So the stuff at the top is what is mainly in the product, and the stuff at the bottom is like barely in it. That's why I'm only focusing on like the main 4 or so ingredients of each product. So let's talk about the facial cleanser. It's been a while since I've had a chemistry class, so I may pronounce these ingredients wrong. Forgive me, but they will be right here as I talk about them. So the first ingredient I'm going to talk about with the facial cleanser is potassium cocoyl glycinate. And when I was researching this ingredient, it's pretty mild and non-drying, and there's no red flags with it. The second ingredient that I would like to talk about is cocamidopropyl betaine. People usually use this instead of SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate, which is an ingredient that is super drying for a lot of people. So this is less drying than SLS. It's kind of what helps create that foaming texture for this cleanser. However, that being said, this still can be drying to some people, especially if you have dry skin or you have acne prone skin. Just in general, like something my dermatologist told me and something that's been really beneficial for me is I avoid foaming facial cleansers altogether. I'm more of a fan, instead of doing like a foaming facial cleanser and toner to cleanse as like Kylie has, I do double cleansing, which is with an oil cleanser and a gel cleanser as well, and that works perfectly for me and is not irritating for me at all. Also, something to note with the cocamidopropyl betaine is that people have experienced irritation to this, so definitely slowly add the products to your routine. Test it out for like a week or two, see how your skin feels within that time, and if it doesn't feel good, don't use it anymore. Also, sometimes this ingredient can lead to having a high pH for a cleanser, and you want to have stuff with low pH. Now, unfortunately, I can't test the pH unless I buy it, which I'm not going to buy it because, like I said, I'm not going to use it, but it could be a red flag that it might have higher pH than your skin's pH. And again, I could do a whole video about why it's important to find products with pH similar to your skin, but just know that using products that have a higher pH can lead to destruction of your lipid moisture barrier. Basically saying that the equilibrium of your skin can just get like messed up if you use stuff that is higher than your skin's natural pH. The next ingredient I want to talk about is potassium cocoate. This is derived from coconut oil and glycerin. This ingredient can be pretty harsh for some people. It makes it like a soapy based cleanser, so it's not really good for people who have acne problems or people with sensitive skin. It also could lead to having a high pH for the cleanser, and you might want to switch to an acidic pH cleanser. One thing to note is that she does mention kiwi seed oil and hyaluronate as key ingredients for this, but it is at the end, almost at the end of the ingredients list, which means that there is not really a high concentration of those. Next up, we're gonna talk about the walnut scrub. Now, the walnut scrub has had so much hate towards it, and I feel like a lot of misinformation has been spread about physical exfoliation. Now personally, I know people gravitate more towards chemical exfoliation, and that's the general trend. And that's not to say that physical exfoliation is always bad. Like the exfoliant that I use now is both a physical and a chemical exfoliant, and I love it so much and it works really well with my skin. But walnut has had problems in the past with people, specifically like the St. Ives scrub one, but the walnut shell powder in the St. Ives scrub is allegedly not as fine and aka smaller and less abrasive as the Kylie Cosmetics one. Now I know we want to give this product so much hate, but I'm telling you, there is this holy grail product that people swear by, which is by, I'm gonna say this wrong, Ole Henriksen. It literally has 4.7 stars out of 5, 1,765 reviews. And it also uses the same ingredient as the one that's in Kylie Cosmetics, the walnut shell powder. Now, one thing that I really want to talk about with physical scrubs is that it's not really just the use of them, but how you use it and how often you use it that can be damaging for skin. If you're using this literally every day, it can definitely be damaging to your skin. Or if you're like really scrubbing it in, which is kind of misleading because the name says scrub, so I understand why people will think that you have to like scrub it into your face, but please don't do that. What you want to do is just be super gentle while putting it on. Again, I think that physical exfoliants get a huge bad rap, but as long as you are gentle with it and you see how your skin does after 1 or 2 uses, remember to test on your hand first, then behind your ear. If it passes those 2 tests, you can move on to your face, but still be very gentle and just see how it goes. The next ingredient that I want to talk about is cetyl alcohol. And I know when we think alcohol, we're like, oh my God, this is bad. But it's actually the opposite. It's not drying, it is an emollient. An emollient is something that softens or soothes your skin, and it's not drying whatsoever. The next ingredient I want to talk about is isopropyl palmitate. It also works as an emollient for the skin, but it may be problematic with those with oily skin. But overall, it has a good rating. So if you suffer from oily skin, just be wary while using this. The next ingredient I want to talk about is sodium cocoyl isethoniate. So this doesn't dehydrate your skin. It also has a really good rating. It's gentle enough that people even use this ingredient for baby skin. One thing I also want to mention is that she has on her key ingredients sodium hyaluronate, but again, it's low on the list. So again, that means not a high concentration. Now let's talk about the vanilla milk toner. Contrary to the name, there is no milk in this toner. I know I was also concerned because I am trying to use vegan product and I was like, wait, where's the milk? There is no milk in this product. It just must be named like that from the consistency. So one thing I definitely want to mention is that it talks about avocado oil, but avocado oil has a comedogenic rating of 3 out of 5. 5 being it's highly able to clog your pores, 3 is like it may do it, and 1 is very low. So because of the rating, I would definitely highly recommend spot testing this, see how it goes, slowly test it into your routine, and if you have acne prone skin, it might be something to look out for. The next ingredient I want to talk about is glycerin. Glycerin is great with all skin types and helps to balance the moisture. And just like glycerin, squalane is also like this. The next thing I also want to talk about is the comedogenic rating of apricot kernel oil. When I looked it up, it is a rating of 2 out of 5. So while it probably won't clog your pores, you still want to be wary of that. The last ingredient that I want to talk about is there's no way I'm gonna say this right. It's dicapryl ether. It is also an emollient, which as we talked about, soothes and softens your skin. And it's also a dry, non-greasy feel. I would definitely be wary if you have acne prone skin when using this vanilla toner, so just be careful and slowly integrate it into your routine and see how it goes before you add more product. That sounded like a song. It's going to be repeated many times throughout this video. Next up, we're going to talk about the vitamin C serum. The first ingredient I want to talk about is tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, which is believed to be one of the most effective forms of vitamin C in serums versus L-ascorbic acid. So that's really good to know. It also contains ferulic acid, which enhances the vitamin C. Vitamin C is also good when it's paired with vitamin E, and this product does have vitamin E in it in the form of tocopherol acetate. I also want to talk about glycerin, which I mentioned before with the toner, where glycerin is great for all skin types and helps balance your moisture. The next ingredient that I want to mention is phenolziethanol, which people refer to as a paraben alternative. There are a lot of skeptics about the safety of this ingredient. It is a potential skin irritant, so again, spot test, make sure it's okay with your skin, slowly integrate it into your routine. It's also connected to longer times to get pregnant. This comes from a 2008 FDA warning about a product that included that as an ingredient where it was cited, but it was in a nipple cream. So it's not officially unsafe, but it's something to take heed of. The next ingredient that I want to talk about is safflower seed oil. On the comedogenic rating, it is a 0 out of 5, and it's high in linoleic acid, which is great for all skin types. It's also great at breaking up blackheads and unclogging your pores. I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I researched this product, I was pretty impressed with it. And I don't have a vitamin C serum in my routine, so I actually bought this one, and I did take to note the phenolziethanol, but personally, I'm not trying to get pregnant anytime soon, so I was okay with it, and I was okay with the risk. But hopefully maybe they formulate it without that so other people can use it without any worry. So next up, I'm going to talk about the face moisturizer. The first ingredient I want to talk about is isopropyl palmitate, which is the same ingredient that was in the walnut scrub, which again works as an emollient, meaning that it soothes and softens your skin, but it may be problematic for those with oily skin type. But overall, it has a good rating. The next ingredient is propane diol. It has a good rating, it has hydrating properties, it leaves a smooth finish, and it's not likely to cause any sensitivity. The next ingredient to talk about is dicypryl carbonate, which is an emollient. It spreads evenly and has a velvety texture to it without any feeling of it being greasy, and it also has a good rating for skin. The next ingredient to talk about is the jojoba esters, which has a great rating for skin. It's a great emollient, especially when it's paired with glycerin, and it is paired with glycerin. One thing that I do want to talk about is that aloe was listed as a key ingredient, but it is low on the ingredient list, which again means that it is low in the concentration. So with this product, if you have oily skin, I would just be a little bit cautious when you, again, patch test, make sure it works well with your skin, slowly introduce it to your routine. But overall, I think that this should be a pretty good product. Lastly, we're going to talk about the eye cream. First ingredient I want to talk about is jojoba oil, which is a great ingredient. The oil is similar to the natural oils that we have in our skin. It's deeply moisturizing and long lasting. It also has vitamin E and B. Next ingredient I'm going to talk about is the shea butter. It's a great ingredient, a soothing property for dry skin. The next ingredient I want to talk about is polyglycerol 3 rice branate. It is also a great ingredient. It is rated very well for skin. Then I want to talk about glycerin, which, as we mentioned, it was in the vanilla toner as well as in the vitamin C serum, but it's great with all skin types and helps balance the moisture in the skin. The next ingredient I do want to take note of is coconut alkanes. This can be comedogenic or clogs pores for some skin types. So if you have sensitive skin, I would avoid this product. But again, what is sensitive for you is not sensitive for another person. So patch test, slowly integrate it into your routine. Y'all know what it is at this point. So yeah, I was pretty impressed with the ingredients overall. Again, there are some like asterisks to watch out for. I personally found myself excited about the vitamin C serum, so I did purchase that. I will have a review on it after 30 days from when I get it, because I want to be thorough for y'all. So I hope this video was super informational for you guys and helped clear things up, and if it did, please give me a thumbs up. I extremely appreciate it. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. All you gotta do is click my face here, or if you guys want, you can watch 2 of my other skincare videos that are pretty informational. I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. Bye.